Hey yo, we're going to be running my updated daily artifact route, and I'll go into more details about the daily limit in the Inazuma section. So in my previous Liyue video I mentioned there are known 58 locations, and we collected 55 of them. In this now we're going to collect the 3 that we skipped, and an additional 3 that were added in version 2.0. That's going to bring our Liyue total up to 61. It's worth noting that the first 33 locations are the exact same, so we're just going to run through them. So everyone should have their red feather fan from Inazuma reputation now. It's just some gliding speed boost. It needs to be used on the ground before you start gliding, and it can't be used while you're in combat.
いざ行こうしっほっはっいざいざ難攻不落風の赴くままに天道ここにあり相手を間違えた風の行く先をはっ行こう
Okay, that was number 33, and from here is where it gets different. Nope, nope, that was number 30. After these three, it's going to be 33.
いざしっ行こういざ行こうしっいざしっ
Okay, now that was number 33, and now I'm going to jump down here. This is one of the locations we skipped last time because of how close it is to vegetables, and just jump off the cliff and down in this tent. This one on the front right, skipping the other three. Now we're going to go back on route where it says teleport, and we're going to glide across for the three locations.
Yeah.
Now from here, this nearby domain, we're going to grab the three that were added in version 2.0. So we just run past this middle structure here, and down these steps. Okay, now the teleporter just above. Run past this Millilith NPC, across the water, and in the shed right there. Okay, and now Wang Shu in, but instead of running through it, we're gonna look this way and jump off. And just in this fruit stand here. And now back on track. Just need to show you the other two locations that we skipped last time. Remember, we're skipping all these because we're only interested in artifacts. Now after these three, we're going to get one other location that we skipped before, just before we head into Dragonspine. So down here at the Statue of the Seven, we're going to go to the left from it. So when you spawn in, look to the right. And then that tent in the distance there. And inside the tent is the one on the right. The left is vegetables and we're avoiding those. So now we go into Dragonspine. And we still have our fan boost. The only benefit of gliding with the boost compared to sprinting is the reduced stamina consumption. Okay, and we need a short character to get through here.
Yuko.
Okay, so far we've gotten 5 new locations. The 3 that were added in version 2.0 and 2 that we skipped. The 6th location is just after this one here. So what I like to do is, when you go to Stone Gate, instead of going down to the tea cellar immediately, we go off to the left, activate this pressure plate. It's going to add a wind current. Now you need a construct character, because as soon as you step off of that plate, the wind current's going to turn off. If you don't have a construct character, you can actually glide to this house from our previous location over there. Some free radish, and on this table here, that's our 6th new location. Now the remaining 5 are the same, but it's going to bring our total up to 61. Didn't want to do that. There we go. They should really change the button to add pins to the map. Okay, just one more now. And that's 61 in Liyue. And now we're going to jump down to Inazuma and continue this route, starting on the Rito docks. Okay, now about the 100 daily investigation limit, it still exists, but it doesn't actually take effect until you leave the zone that you trigger the 100th investigation in. So leaving the zone can be teleporting away, turning off your game, or just simply walking out of the boundary. And to abuse this, the best thing to do is trigger your 100th investigation inside Tatarasuna, because it's the most populated artifact spot. So the main difference here is we're not going to go to Tatarasuna until the end of the run, unlike in the previous video where we still went to the 3rd island after it. Okay, the start of this route is the same. It's just we collected 45 last time, and I'm going to add 6 more on top of that. 3 extra Tanukis, and 3 extra spots actually inside Mikage Furnace that respawn every 24 hours. Now, in this run, we're going to collect a total of 4 Tanuki, 3 extra from before. There are a few more, 7 other Tanukis you can collect for artifacts, but I don't feel like it's worth it just being time efficient. Tanukis do take a lot of time by themselves, and then most of them need specifically a pyro character or an electro character to complete the puzzle. And it's just not worth the hassle, because adding 5 minutes for just 5 extra locations I don't believe is worth it. Okay, here we just want the boat as before, and then back to the pyrohypostasis. If you did watch my previous Inazuma video, then you know from here it's the closest one. Then we move on. Here we're going to specifically collect the Electrogranum before we collect this, and then run towards the bubble. Some free Dendrobium, and go to the right when you come out to see our Tanuki right here. After this he's going to pop right, then left, and right, and behind this is going to be the pot right here. Okay, then we get this close one and we're back en route. From here it's the one below. Whoops. There we go. And this middle box. Now the next 9 locations are the exact same. The route is just going to change. When we were supposed to go into Tatarasuna, we're going to skip it and go back later. There's actually a Tanuki right there as well, but it turns into a fire torch. So unless you want to bring a pyro character or already have one, then you can spend the time on it. It's free fish. And then just these barrels. After these we would usually go into Tatarasuna right here, but we're going to skip that, go down to this south teleporter. Now, these two are a Tatarasuna location, but they're right on the edge of the boundary, and it's not worth risking stepping out and triggering your daily limit when you're in here later. So we grab these two now, and then this left teleporter. Same deal, it's at the edge of the Tatarasuna boundary, so I don't want to leave it till later, get it now. And from this we're going to glide across this house. If you did the Tatara Tales quest, then you know Xavier's here, and just on this bridge, Tanuki is going to spawn left, then right, and in the corner. Okay, nice. And now we're going to glide across the beach. These next 5 locations are the exact same before we head into Tatarasuna finally. Basically we're going to be going in there with 94 locations already collected and collect the 19 in there, but the added benefit is because you're going to reach your 100th inside Tatarasuna, you can also collect the surplus of weapon and vegetable locations without worrying about going over the limit once you're inside. Okay, this is our last stop before we go back. Just Higi Village, the Tanuki here, and 2 more spots. This guy pops up here, then in the tent, and just there. Oops, didn't want to do that. And I want to pick this up. Okay, and then just up the hill. Okay, now we're going to go into Tatarasuna. We've collected 94. And in here, it's mostly the same, just immediately when you spawn in, off to the right, there's a Tanuki right here. Now, this is the 4th Tanuki. The 3 that I added in this video, I added because they're on our path. They're not too far out of the way. This guy turned into an exploding slime barrel, which is fun. Boop. Okay, this isn't an artifact, but because we're in here, we can collect it just for the Mora. Same thing here, we can collect this middle one without worrying about the vegetable or the weapon above. And now we're back en route. We're just going to hit one extra spot in here, which wasn't in my last video. At this point we have passed 100, so we want to make sure we don't leave the zone, but using the teleporter inside the same zone doesn't trigger the daily limit. Also, you can pick up the surplus, like about 5 or 6 weapon spots down there, before you come back up and continue collecting artifacts. So same thing as before. At this point we go across the bridge. Don't forget boost, and there we go. Oh. So just after we collect the 4 in here, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Before we continue up this path, we're going to come out to the left. At this dead end, that's our extra location right there. So we did 6 extra locations, 3 spots, 3 more Tanukis, brings our Inazuma total up to 51. And now you can safely collect these ores as well if you want, but the purpose of this is just to show the artifacts real quick, so that's what I'm doing. But it's completely safe to collect these, energy, vegetables, all of these vegetables you can collect as well. As long as you don't turn off your game, teleport away, then you're completely safe. Yep, that's safe as well. Now we've just got, after this, the 3 more. Which is the wooden crane here, off to the right, and then this box down this path, which is just at the edge of the route, so make sure you have everything in there before you come here. And we're going to jump up and finish our 113 artifact locations. Thank you. Ciao.